Welcome back out to the shop. You're on the Malarkey Taylor YouTube channel. I'm Mark, and today we're going to work on a common XJ problem. Jeep Cherokees have a tendency to have a problem called heat soak. And heat soak is when the engine is hot and it's a pretty warm day and you turn off the car and then it won't start back up again, or it starts idling rough and maybe even stalls. If that's happening to your Jeep, what we're going to do today might help you not have that happen as often or as much, maybe not at all. Heat soak is when the fuel in the fuel rail or the fuel system vaporizes and no longer can make it through the injectors and into the combustion chamber. If you're not familiar with the shop, and if you're just new stopping in here, we're working on my daughter's Jeep Cherokee. I have over 20 years of experience working on Cherokees. I've owned dozens of them, and I've worked on this problem from a bunch of different angles. This Jeep hasn't had the problem yet since I've owned it, but since I was working on it, I found some cracked injectors, and we had other issues that were going to solve it, so I'm going to solve it ahead of time because I know it's been an issue with other Jeeps that I've owned, and it's probably been an issue with this one. So we're going to install this kit. This is a fuel injector rail cover kit. I can get it on Amazon. I'm going to link it in the description below. The footage that I have now comes from a earlier video that we did. We're rebuilding this. If you don't know, there's a playlist in the corner. Go check it out. The rest of that build series is over there. But this video is just stuff that I cleaned up off the cutting room floor while I was making the video about this Jeep. We finally got it running. Go check it out if you're interested in that. It's been a lot of fun to record that and work on it with my daughter. But this video is just going to show you how to install this kit and some steps that you can do to try to make sure that heat soak doesn't happen to you on a hot day. One of the things that's not included in that kit is an extra heat shield that goes along the side of the fuel rail. I'm going to let my past self explain that to you in the rest of this video, and we'll see you on the other side. And yes, it does come with really good instructions, so whoops. Alright, I don't know how well you can see it. Let me get a light. Okay. See that fuel injector right there? That fuel injector is not supposed to have that crack in it. So that's a bad thing. And that means that you take that fuel rail off. Need to find some other fuel injectors and put them in there. I don't have a way of testing them, so I'm just going to go with the best looking ones that I have and then go from there. So we might have some fuel delivery problems when it comes to starting it, but I know that's not going to fly, so might as well get it over with now. Here we go. Alright, we've got it loose. Now it's just a matter of getting those O-rings out of the holes. Wow, those are pretty nasty looking. Ooh dear. And there's that crack. Wow. Oh, it goes all the way around the darn thing. Well, that wasn't gonna fly. Let's get this cleaned up. I have now the three best that I have here with me today. I do have more injectors. They're in bins and I don't feel like digging through them. I have this one, which as you can see, it has 5 of one type and 1 of a factory. And the factory one, well, it doesn't match. So these are 4-hole upgrade injectors, but they're unbranded. So I'm guessing that they are a like an Amazon cheapo set. They're probably not like a Bosch or some high-end thing. So just the fact that it looks like they had them replaced but then had a bad one and then put one of the factory ones back in place, it made me think, okay, let's just slide this one aside for now. Those don't match, and I don't have 6 of the newer ones, of the upgrade injectors. So that leaves me with these 2, which are matched injectors. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix and match these with also this one, because I'm guessing that this one's probably okay. I'm going to take the clips off of them and then find the best 6 that I can based on visual appearance. This is the one that has a little crack in it. There's one that right here that has a crack in it on this rail. So I'm going to break down the rails, take the fuel injectors off, find the best, put them back on, and go from there. So this is a pretty common problem for XJs, to have problems with their fuel injector rails. So what will happen is the temperature under the engine bay gets super hot, and it will overheat the fuel in this rail, and it will boil. And when it boils, it has kind of a similar experience to an old carbureted vapor lock, where the fuel in the rail has boiled off, and so the liquid fuel, the liquid gasoline from the pump, can't get to the injectors to get into the engine, and it starts running really rough and idling weird and shutting off, and you have to basically like start it at full throttle and rev it out to get the fuel through. So I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve that I'm gonna show you guys in a minute on how we solve that, or at least we try to solve it. Oh, come on out of there, buddy. It is. Alright, so this one's got a crack in it. Definitely bad. That one looks pretty good. Top looks good, bottom looks good. Got a crack. I don't know what causes them to crack. I'm guessing it's the extreme engine bay temperatures. Oh, that one's cracked. Well, I have 6 fuel injectors that have cracks in them, and I have 6 fuel injectors that look like they're pretty good, which means I basically have 1 spare. I think I'm going to order some new fuel injectors for this, but that doesn't stop me from putting these in. I'm very surprised by that. I haven't had these guys fail on me yet. I know that they can be a problem, but me personally, I haven't had issues with them. So this is what I think is going to be the solution for the hydrolock or vapor lock, whatever is going on with these under bay engine temps. What this is this is a like a boot kit that will go around the injectors and protect them from the heat in the engine bay a little bit. This is a rail protector that's going to go around the rail, and then this is a new heat shield that goes in between the injectors and the manifold. And then on top of that, I'm going to get some heat wrap, and I'm going to wrap the fuel line that comes in directly next to the catalytic converter in the engine bay, and that should hopefully keep the fuel in those lines at a slightly cooler temperature than the rest of the engine bay around it. And as part of this kit, which I will link in the description to my Amazon Associates program, comes with new O-rings. So I'm going to change the O-rings, and then we're going to start installing this kit, and that is called the Jeep Fuel Rail Injector Cover Kit. And it'll look something like that when we're done with it, and hopefully solves that problem before it even starts on this Jeep. Okay, changing out these guys are fun.
I'm gonna get to that. Y'all can come back in a minute. Okay, I have all the old O-rings off. I have the fuel injector is cleaned and sprayed out with some carb cleaner. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some dielectric grease, and I'm going to put some dielectric grease on the new O-rings and slide them on, slide them in, and well, you get the idea. Yeah, I got to put that on first. Stand by. So the problem that this is solving is often referred to in the XJ community as heat soak, and like I think most people know, it's caused by underhood engine temperatures that are not evacuated quickly enough. So sometimes you can solve the problem by leaving your electric fan run for a longer period than normal, which I have had good luck with that. Sometimes people solve it by doing this. Sometimes people don't solve it and they just sell the Jeep. It looks like we have to cut a slit for the pressure regulator there. So let me get the knife. I think we'll cut a slit out of there and just roll that over that. So right there. Okay. A little bit more. Okay. Maybe a little bit more. Oof, this is getting a little out of hand here. Okay. Got it. Get over top of this guy. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, did we not measure right? What's going on here? There we go. Come on. Come on. We're getting there. It's just taking some massaging. There we go. That's a good tight fit. Alright, let's just hold this guy down here. Wrap that Velcro onto there. And there you have that. Let's put this cap back on. I did have to cut out for this regulator baffle thing here. Some years of the XJs, they don't have that. So you might have to do that. What I'll do is I'm going to put a couple of zip ties around that too, to just kind of make sure that that slice that I put in there doesn't expand at all. But there we have that. Now I can put the injectors back into it. Yeah. That'll do right there. So then I'm going to take this, I'm going to get a little bit of grease on it so that I can wire brush that hole out And anything that is in there will stick, hopefully stick to this brush. Uh-oh, can't get to that back one. I'm gonna get a different kit for that. I pretty well destroyed my wire brush there. It did what it needed to do. That might not have been the right tool for that job, because that was a lot softer than I thought. Whoops. Okay. Put the grease away. Get our wipe off the tops. Get our shop vac. Now, I think we should be ready to go. We'll put the injector rail back in. Alright, again, while we've got this apart, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this protectant seal back in here. So we got to pop these wires back off. And then this guy will kind of slide in there like that. And what that does is it covers up the holes in the manifold here and prevents the heat from the exhaust coming up through, or at least reduces it. It doesn't prevent it all the way, but that's the idea behind that. The fact it did come with the one, not from factory, but it was a recall that they did in, I don't know, I think it was like 2000 or 2001 after they were off the line. They did a recall for, I think it was some late 99s all the way to 2001s, where they went back in and they put this on because of the heat soak problem. But this is an aftermarket kit that comes in, and the one that was here from the factory or from the recall was completely deteriorated. So there we go, we got that, and we can put this wiring harness back on. Yeah, ta-da. Yeah, that'll do. And now I think we can put our fuel injectors back in. Let's see what we got next on the instruction list. Hold on. And yes, it does come with really good instructions. So put that, do the O-rings, yep, line the holes. It looks like it wants me to wrap the fuel injectors after it's been installed. So install the fuel rail, bolting into place, then wrap each injector with the fuel injector covers, install other parts in reverse order. Test run engine. Test run engine. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, here we go. Try to keep these things from getting dirty. That's such a satisfying little click, like a yes, okay, good deal. Satisfying is right. Satisfying is the word that I was looking for. Now they want me to click these guys back in place. Starting back. Sure would have been easier to wrap these things well they were not in the Jeep, but kind of got to go around the cable with the plug. Might have to get a little bit creative here, because these guys are not being super easy. And we'll want to put the shiny side out like that, because that'll help keep the heat out. That seems like that might do absolutely nothing, but it might also help just a tiny bit. Because the thing I really don't want to have happen here is have a heat soak on my girl, on my little baby, little teenager running around off-roading with her friends. Cut that out of the video.
Okay, I have been to the store. This is some heat tape that I have that I've used to wrap electric wires in the past, but I've also gone and picked up this. Now this is a sleeve that will cover that fuel line, and then we will wrap the ends with some heat tape to cover that and help try to prevent this problem from happening again. Well, I'm pretty pleased with how that turned out. I'm really excited to give that a try. We did end up getting the Jeep running. It runs great. We are so excited to have made that step. I really think this is going to take care of the heat soak problem for this Jeep, and I hope it helped you decide whether you want to pick up a kit like this to try to solve that problem for yourself and install it. It's really easy to do, takes some time, and while you're at it, check for those cracked injectors. That's it for now. If you like this kind of content, hit the subscribe button. We're always working on something or going on adventures around here. Thanks so much for stopping out. We'll see you on the next one.